Welcome back everyone to our Pokemon Heart and Soul Nuzlocke series, and hopefully everyone is having a wonderful day whenever you're watching. So our main goal for episode 3 is to travel and arrive at Azalea Town so we could obtain our second gym badge. I did play this ROM hack before, several months ago, before I made my channel, and I remember Bugsy being a tough gym leader, which is pretty crazy to say because, the bug types early game are pretty easy to take out, but not in this ROM hack. Going to Azalea Town, I made sure to switch out my team members to more fit type advantages that I could have while facing Bugsy. So you'll see my team change a lot throughout my journey to Azalea Town. I really want to keep my rock types alive as long as possible because they will be very useful against Bugsy. But more so, I want to keep Kabuto alive because I really want to evolve Kabuto into Kabutops eventually. I do end up finding a Mareep, and as one of you did recommend in the previous episode, I nicknamed the Mareep Loxus, and that is a fairy tale reference, so I really like that nickname. The other option was Dreyer, which is that same character's last name. Either or could have been fine, but Loxus just sounds cooler. So as we're traveling through this route, we get access to the Old Rod, and I don't use it right now, but it will come in handy later for future encounters, because in this game you can pretty much get every Pokemon available through gens 1 through 3, and the water routes have a lot of Pokemon that are just hidden or stuff you usually wouldn't find in water routes. But that aside, we enter Union Cave, and this is a perfect chance to level up our starter Trunks. He's currently at Chikorita. The goal is to get Chikorita up to a Bayleaf because with Reflect, that could greatly help us in any future boss battles by having a utility move. And right now, we just caught Cubone, and every Cubone that I catch, Marowak as well, I like to name them Dr. Doom because they have that mask that just looks like that Marvel character, in my opinion at least. Yeah, we're just continuing, razor leafing everything, pretty much clearing this whole cave. And what I do like about this ROM hack is that in the battles, they have nice backgrounds, like good scenery. You don't see that often in ROM hacks of Gen 3. It really does add to the atmosphere of the game and the region. So I really do appreciate the attention to detail in this ROM hack. Here, this trainer had a Larvitar, and I didn't find out until after recording this video that the rare encounter in this basement floor is a Larvitar. So we did miss out on that. It kind of sucks, but we wouldn't get Tyranitar until much later, so it's alright. But yeah, we're just continuing through this cave, trying to clear everything, and we're almost at Azalea Town. And luckily, once we reach Azalea Town, we get access to custom Pokeballs. Now, throughout the Johto region, there are berry trees that give you a certain berry that correlates to a certain Pokeball that Kurt can make. And in this ROM hack, there is no cooldown time for the Pokeballs they make for you. So you can just give him your entire berry collection, and he'll turn everything into a Pokeball. And that's what I do after I rescue him from the Team Rocket subplot. But now that we have our starter evolved, I do some switching out in my team, just getting ready for the soon to come gym battle. There's a lot to do in this town, like I said, with Kurt and Team Rocket. There are some cool encounters around here too. I really did want to find a Heracross, but I didn't end up finding it. Because Heracross is one of my favorite Gen 2 Pokemon. And when making this team, one of my goals is to use as many Johto Pokemon as possible, since you don't really get to use them often in Gen 3. Right now I'm just taking care of these grunts. Everything is light work. I did want to find a Slowpoke as my encounter in this cave, but I ended up finding a Zubat. And an interesting thing about this ROM hack, if you click on the Nuzlocke mode before you start your save, the first encounter you find in the area will always have the number 1, signifying that is your Nuzlocke encounter, which is a really neat reminder in case you lose track of which routes you haven't or have caught Pokemon in already. I really do appreciate that too. It's a nice attention to detail. But right now we're just taking care of Proton, one of the Rocket admins, and he is kind of a pushover in this first battle because Trunks just takes care of it completely. Here I just decided to poison Houndoom and do some chip damage because most of my team still doesn't have stab options to take care of fire types, and I didn't want to risk killing off my Geodude before I could use it against Bugsy. And right here, after we save Kurt, it shows the menu for which berries equal which Pokeball. I made sure to get a bunch of Pokeballs for future encounters, and I do plan on coordinating which Pokeballs I use for what Pokemon later on down the line. But right now I'm doing some final adjustments before the gym battle, and from what I remember, Bugsy during my first playthrough months ago was pretty difficult because they have an altered moveset, and a lot of their Pokemon are pretty much either high base stat totals or evolved, so most of the Pokemon that I have would struggle against them. So with that in mind, I make sure to grind levels until I reach the level cap so I can have every advantage I could possibly have. The level cap is level 16, so not all my Pokemon are going to be able to evolve just yet, but the ones that do are the ones that matter the most because they really come in clutch during the gym battle. So I make sure to clear all the gym trainers just to see what I'm dealing with. Everybody can get taken out easily by Gaia, my Geodude. Rock Throw just completely decimates them. Here in this double battle, I wanted to test out just how good Zabuza and Gaia's defenses are, because I really need something that can take hits against Bugsy, because she does have a Scyther, and Scyther hits like a truck. So I need to be able to live hits so I can hit back even stronger. But before I fight Bugsy, I make sure to reach the level cap for most of my team. And unfortunately, as you'll see soon, during my level grinding, 2 of my team members die. One of them died to a crit from a Machop, which I didn't expect. And the other one, I'm pretty sure died to poison, which is really sad, but without further ado, here is the first grinding montage of the series. I'll get back to you afterwards. Now that we're done with the grinding, we can finally take on Bugsy, and his team is pretty strong. One thing I do remember is that his team had movesets that were not very common. So going into this battle, I was expecting wild cards, but what I did forget from my first playthrough was that his team has Bullet Seed, and Bullet Seed unfortunately took out Gaia the Geodude, and I was really hoping to keep Geodude a little bit longer, at least until Whitney, just to help with Milk Tank. But sadly, Geodude is gone. But thankfully, Loxus took care of the biggest threat on Bugsy's team, his Scyther. And afterwards, I just do a combination of Poison and Intimidate stall until we can take out Ledian, because I did not want to take any more chances on any more deaths. But as of episode 3, we now have 3 deaths, which kind of sucks, but we can make do. We have plenty more encounters to go. So with that out the way, we now have our second gym badge. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Do expect a new video next week. I'm still shiny hunting Bagon, and I'm still working for my silver symbol, but look forward to that. And thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Thank you.